Hello, I'm Jocelyn Curry, and I feel honored to be participating in this unique exhibit. I will show you 21 images representing the collaboration between myself and Dr. Rachel Pepper, a physicist teaching and doing research at the University of Puget Sound. Here is a single Vorticella convallaria, a protozoa, as seen recently under Rachel's own laboratory microscope. This Vorticella is the subject of my book and of Rachel's current research. My book also describes the discovery in 1676 of this species. Here is the microscope in Rachel's lab, through which I also saw one of these single-celled species. During my visit to Rachel's lab, she and her lab assistant casually mentioned a pioneering Dutch scientist who first identified the Vorticella in 1667. Immediately following our meeting, Rachel emailed documents, including her own published research, plus copies of historic research, including some observation notes by the Dutch scientists. Here you see him with his own microscope. His name was Antony van Leeuwenhook. His microscope was simple, with the lens being a sphere of glass ground by him to magnify to a strength up to 4 times that of other lenses of his time. Based on this photo of an existing Van Leeuwenhoek microscope, I painted one to include in my book. This device is only 4 inches long. After doing my own research about Van Leeuwenhoek, I then immersed myself in reading Rachel's research on how the Vorticella delivers food to itself through moving water into its own cell body. An alternative book structure began to form in my mind. I wanted to represent both scientists' work, so I decided to create 3 pages or panels for each era. Here is my prototype using watercolor paper pages or panels connected with mylar hinges to 12-inch lucite rods. For the historic side of the book, I wanted pages to resemble Van Leeuwenhoek's writing and drawing styles, which you can see in these 2 examples. Here is an enlargement of microscopic organisms as drawn in the 17th century. My own drawing, following Van Leeuwenhoek's description, is on the right. Here is the finished page placed in the front. This book structure, designed like a 2-sided screen, can be displayed in various ways. I will talk about the 3rd panels for both sides in a moment. Reading through Rachel's research papers was a challenge for me. I felt adrift and insecure about what to represent. But when I first sent the text I distilled from volumes of her research notes, she made some corrections, but was also encouraging. For the contemporary pages shown here, I wanted a cool, crisp appearance. For clean legibility, I used monoline fonts. All of the pages of my book are digital printouts of Adobe InDesign documents. Here is the full modern side of the book. The center page focuses on the patterns of flow of water, facilitating the feeding of the organisms as charted in Rachel's lab. I chose to use the 3rd panel of each side to create patterns derived from images from the 2 diverse eras of studying the Vorticella convallaria. This way of positioning the book displays the 2 pages of patterns I created on my computer. My book required a protective box, so I referred to specific directions on how to construct a proper one. I have new respect for book artists who build boxes in this manner. Here is the completed assembly. Thanks so much for your interest.